On today's podcast, I welcome on a very special guest. He is Jeff Xavier. He's a professional basketball player for Cascris Basket, and he's a former PC alumni. Jeff, how is it going?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing during these COVID times?
Uh, it was tough when it first started in March. Obviously, the season ended short, and we finished in third place, and we had a great chance to win the league. So
Oh
it
no.
was, it was tough. It was very tough. It was a tough and weird situation at the same time. So
That is really tough. What's it like now during you guys are obviously out there now, but what's it been like with like the practices and with the upcoming season? Are you allowing fans in the stadium?
yeah, actually, during the preseason, we had maybe 4 or 5 preseason games, and 2 out of the 5 we allowed fans. But then the second wave started happening here in this city in Castries. So then we had another preseason game, and they said we went back to like phase 2 or something. So everyone they didn't allow any fans in the arena
Oh
the
wow.
last preseason game. So, but we'll see for the next for the season opener in a couple of weeks. So,
Oh wow, that's
but it's
crazy. Yeah, that's
yeah
fine. Are
weird.
are you guys wearing masks over there still, or like how does that work over there?
We leave the house. Imagine even if I go take out the trash or something, it's mandatory to wear a mask.
Wow.
We have to wear it everywhere we go. It's like the new norm here. It's like you literally don't see anyone without a mask, even on the street walking a dog or anything. But we only take off a mask when we get on the court, on the basketball court.
Wow, that's crazy. So it's way
Yeah,
different from here because you have to wear it when you take out the trash and everything.
yeah, it's completely different here. It's and you get a big fine here too if the police catch you without a mask. So
Wow. Wow, that's
yeah, yeah,
that's
completely
really
different.
nuts.
Yeah.
Yep. I want to take a step back now. I want to get into when you first started playing basketball, like what age did you start playing basketball and kind of realize that you were like really good at the game?
I started playing when I was 6 years old. I was born and raised in Pawtucket, uh, and I always lived in the projects growing up. And there was a boys and girls club right next to my where I lived. So I was going there more or less every single day, and that's when I started playing basketball when I was 6. So, and I loved it from the first time I touched the ball. And
That
yeah,
that
I went from there.
that's awesome. And was there like a player when you were growing up that you really like idolized or wanted to be like?
Of course, Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. All right. That's what
literally one player that I watched that I had to go play right after I watched him, and that was Michael Jordan by far. Yeah, it was.
that's awesome. What do you think about the debates? Do you think Jordan's still the GOAT or is LeBron up there? What's
Man, fair question because obviously that's a huge debate after LeBron won his fourth. Um, but I definitely 100% think Mike is still the GOAT for sure because.
Yeah.
But the thing is about LeBron, he's. I love that he won with 3 different franchises. That's amazing. And number 2, he's been playing. Imagine if Michael Jordan didn't retire like a million times. I mean, I think he probably could have had 8 to be honest. But yeah, but LeBron for me is like literally one step behind right now. He was a couple 2 or 3 steps behind, but now imagine if he wins his 5th, it's close for me. It's really really close. He's getting there.
Yeah,
He's
it's getting close. I think and next year's I think it's gonna be a little more of a true testament because I think you're gonna have the
yeah,
Warriors back, and then like you have some really good teams. I mean, you got Durant and with Brooklyn coming back,
yeah,
so it's gonna be like the NBA is actually gonna be really really fun
yeah,
next year.
exactly,
See what happens. But if he wins his 5th against those guys, then you have to start, I think, putting him big time in
exactly.
the conversation. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm a
we,
Jordan guy too. We grew up in the same era, so I'm definitely a Jordan
okay,
guy. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, so I agree. I think he would have had 8 if he didn't retire a bunch of times.
yeah,
Stuff. Yeah,
fair, for
yeah.
sure. Very, at the very least. So.
But when you were growing up playing basketball, what was like? How did you end up at St. Ray's? Like, how did you end up playing there? Did you end up playing at Pawtucket High School, or did you end up just like going right to
No,
St. Ray's?
I from middle school because I went to Lincoln Middle School. From there, when I was about to graduate middle school, my parents actually and my AU coach was contacting St. Rayfield Academy. It was never an option for me to go to Pawtucket Public School. Never.
Really?
I went directly to St. Ray's. I took the entry exam to get in, and I passed that. And I had they gave me financial support there too, so that helped out a lot. And yeah, that's how it all happened. And I
Wow, that's
always
great.
been raised because of TJ Sorrentine and Robert Griffin. Those were my idols growing up in Pawtucket. So
Wow, that's awesome. And what was it like playing at St. Ray's? Like in 2004, you're named all national prep team. Like what are those honors like? And you averaged like 28 points per game, 26 points per game. What's that feeling like?
man, it was great. It was great times because obviously I had great years, my junior and senior year, and my sophomore year also. Um, but yeah, it was an amazing year I had individually and team wise also. But yeah, it was a great feeling. It was just basically all the hard work that I put in.
That's awesome. And what's it like to win back-to-back state titles?
Man, it was great. Actually won my freshman and sophomore year back to back. It was amazing. And I remember my sophomore year, because freshman and sophomore year, we had the best team in the state by far.
Yeah.
But just because you have the best team doesn't mean you're going to win it. So we put in that hard work, and I looked up to the juniors and seniors my freshman and sophomore year, and I saw how hard they work and how much they wanted it, and that really helped. That really helped me go into my junior and senior year also to try to be a leader. But yeah, I remember in the finals my sophomore year I had like 22 points, and it was amazing for me. The sophomore in the state finals, it was something that I definitely dreamt of. So it was great times.
That's so cool. That's got to be such a great experience, and winning back-to-back titles has got to
Yeah,
be,
yeah, exactly. Because for me, I went to my dream high school because I always wanted to go to St. Raphael Academy because I had, like I said, TJ Sorrentine and Robert Griffin growing up. And obviously I went to PC and that was my dream also. So yeah, it was cool.
that's
Staying,
really that's really cool. What was your recruiting process like, and how did you end up at Manhattan first before PC?
um, the thing is, Providence at first because that Providence was always going to be my first option.
Yeah.
Always. It was obviously, as I'm pretty sure everyone knows in the state of Rhode Island, that's my dream school. Uh, but the thing is, Bobby Gonzalez was the head coach at Manhattan, and he was very recruiting me very hard, very strong, and telling me good things, coming to visit my family a lot, and that for me that meant a lot, you know. And
Yeah.
my parents really liked Bobby Gonzalez, and yeah, and Providence wasn't really showing that much interest, and I wanted to go in right away and play.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go and maybe sit out a year at Providence or whatever because I was still very skinny. I didn't, I didn't know anything about college basketball or how tough it will be. Because in high school, the state of Rhode Island is very small.
Yeah.
The competition is tough, but not like other states. Things like that. So yeah, I wanted to go in right away and play. And I know it was a mid-major school, but I know I could, if I worked hard, I could play right away, more or less, and go from there. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, that's awesome. And what was that first season like when you step on? I know you mentioned like the competition. What's it like to play Division 1 from going from like Rhode Island and playing on the
It's
D1?
bus ball, man. I got hit by a train, dude. Man, the thing is, I thought I was going in like, oh, I just, destroyed in high school. I'm going in, I'm averaging 30. Man, got in there. It was the toughest thing I've ever been through, man. Oh my goodness. It was, man, first of all, when I got there, the conditioning and the work, the 6 in the morning lifts, I wasn't used to that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, man. And I was crushed. Like I was tired. I was exhausted. Didn't play well. I was averaging literally like the first half of my freshman season. I was averaging 3 minutes a game. It was tough, man. So, but then eventually I got used to it. With my talent and my hard work, and I just never gave up. Of course, I never give up on anything that I do, especially with basketball. And I kept at it. And I tried to stay confident. And my second half of my freshman year and on to my sophomore year, that's when I lifted off.
That's awesome. And what's it like to come into that like your second season prepared, ready to go, and like start averaging more points per game, and you just feel like you're ready to play? What's it like
Yeah,
there?
at that point, it's just experience. going through all the 6 a.m. lifts, like I said, and going through all those brutal practices every single day. You get used to it, and you have experience, and playing in the games, you get experience. So from that, I knew what to expect. My freshman year, I didn't know what to expect, And my sophomore year, I knew exactly what to expect throughout the whole year. And I came in and I started my sophomore year, and led us to the NIT, and we ended up this season in first place in our conference. My sophomore year also, when we lost to St. Peter's, but in the second round or something, we got upset. But we made it to the NIT. We beat Maryland, had 31 points against Maryland in the NIT. So that was like a season highlight for me that year. So yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And you guys went on like a 10-game winning streak against like which is wild. What's that like during the regular season? You guys what's that like, just getting hot like that?
Yeah, I mean, if the team gets hot anywhere in any league, and the team's very talented, and they have hard work every single day in practice, and eventually the whole teams, they just get the confidence that they need. If you win 2-3 games in a row, you start to build confidence, and now in your head, it's like you don't feel like you're going to lose. And once you have that in your head, you're really a tough team to beat.
That's crazy. And like you said, you went to the NIT, you averaged 34 points. Like you played really well against Maryland. Now coming in after that season of Manhattan, what's your decision to transfer to PC? What makes that decision?
Because Bobby Gonzalez, he left for Seton Hall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was a great coach. One of my favorite coaches ever, actually, in my career. Yeah, he left. He went to Seton Hall, and my options were to stay, go to Seton Hall, or for sure go to Providence. And I didn't really think much of it, because I wanted to follow Bobby Gonzalez. I wanted to go to Seton Hall, but I met with Kevin Kerbeck. I actually saw him at a dinner in Cheesecake Factory, and we started talking, and that's when things started getting interesting, because I said, hey, maybe I'm interested in going to Providence, maybe talk to Tim Welsh, because Tim Welsh was the coach at that time.
Yeah.
And the next maybe day or a couple of days after, I was at a banquet receiving an award for at Manhattan, and I get a call from Tim Welsh. I was surprised. He's like, hey, Jeff, we'd love for you to come to Providence. You had a great 2 years at Manhattan, this and that. And from there, the only thought that was going in my head was take everything and go to Providence, And there was nothing that could have stopped me from going there at that point.
That's awesome. And now what's it like, that experience when you first step onto that PC, the home court, and being home and playing, your dreams all coming true. You're playing for the team that you wanted to play for, and you're stepping on that court for the first time. What's that like at the dunk?
It's unforgettable. It's an unforgettable experience. I'll always remember it for the rest of my life, really. It was a dream come true. It was everything that I wanted and that I worked for, and it came true. I mean, there's no words to explain that feeling that I had, playing. Actually, the first game we played Harvard at home against Jeremy Lin.
Oh, wow.
Scored 27 points, and I'll never forget that moment. It was incredible. It was like more or less the biggest experience and the greatest experience basketball-wise in my career, for sure.
That's so cool. That's really cool. And now what's it like to be part of that? Now, growing up, you probably watched just the PC URI rivalry. Now, what's it like to be a part of that rivalry? What's it like on that aspect of it all?
Yeah, I mean, even the weeks coming to that game, all you hear walking around, go to class, you go anywhere, go for a coffee, whatever, you're gonna hear, oh, you ready for the URI game? You ready for the URI game? Man, that's all you hear for a month before and the rest of the season after. Hey, you lost or you beat URI or this and that. I mean, it's the greatest rivalry in all of sports in Rhode Island, for sure. And I was great to be a part of that and playing that in URI. It was an unbelievable atmosphere, and at Providence it was even better. And I was very blessed and happy to be part of that rivalry.
Do any nerves set in when you play in those games?
It's like it's all the nerves going into it. It's like leading up to the game, but once you get to the game, okay, you take your first shot, you take your first dribble. Okay, now everything goes away. Now it's something you do, something you did for the rest for your whole life. More or less.
Yeah.
Play basketball. So that's when all the nerves go away.
Yeah, that's awesome. It probably helps when the first shot, if your first shot goes into it, just kind of really.
Yeah, forget about it. That goes into like getting 50. So.
But now? What are your thoughts too? Because now that we're on that PC rivalry, like, what are your thoughts of them not playing this year? Like, of all that.
Yeah, that's tough. I read that. A couple of weeks ago. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, obviously, it's tough times everywhere. So, I mean, it's something that had to be done because obviously, if you're gonna have the PCRI rivalry, you're gonna have to have fans there.
Yeah.
And yeah, so there's no rivalry without the fans. So it's for sure they did the right thing of canceling, but it's unfortunate for sure.
Yeah, it really is. It stinks. It's kind of funny too, like how they said they couldn't make it work either because there's both teams are in or out. I don't know. We could have figured something out, but it happens. I know with that, you got to focus. I'm sure it's going to be a shortened season or something like that, so it might just be conference play a little bit more. But that's awesome. And do you have like a favorite moment when you're playing at PC that you can recall?
For sure.
Oh yeah.
Beating Pittsburgh when they were number one my senior night.
That's awesome.
We beat them pretty more or less pretty easy. And after all the fans stormed the court, it was amazing.
That's
I'm kissing the half court and slamming my hands on the half court. I have a picture of it actually. It's amazing. I love it.
That's so cool. Like that has to be such a cool experience for you in your senior night of the game and having the fans on the court.
Exactly. Like so fitting. It's ridiculous.
That's awesome. That's such a cool experience. How did you play that game? How many points did you have?
I think I had 9. I had 3 threes, I believe. Yeah, it was that year. Forget about it. I had a terrible year, but that game, there was nothing like beating that team though. So I didn't. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's so cool. And what's it like playing in those Big East tournaments too, as well at the Garden?
Oh man, to play in the Garden, it's like the greatest arena in all of America. Probably all in the world, actually, all of the world. To play in there, you have to be lucky. You have to be lucky to play in there. I mean, for any athlete that plays basketball to play in there, it's like the dream of theirs. Everyone, really. If you play basketball, you want to play in the Garden. And I did that a few times, and I was very lucky to play in there. I mean, the atmosphere, just stepping on that court, feels like a movie, It's ridiculous. It's really cool.
That's crazy. Is it just like all the lights on you guys and like it's like the crowd's like darkened? Is that how it is like when you
Yeah. That's the cool part. It's like everything's like so clean, so cool. It's just the lights is all on the court and you can't really see the fans. It's really cool.
That's got to be so cool. That's got to be such a cool atmosphere. It's so much like legends that coming in and out of there, played there. That's got to be such a cool thing to step on the court.
Yeah.
Now, when you finished your PC career, did you have any NBA workouts, or did you know you were going to play ball overseas?
The thing is, after I was done, I didn't have any NBA workouts. I didn't have an agent, so I didn't know what I was going to do. Because after my junior year, I was like, for sure, I'm going to have some sort of NBA workout. Maybe it's NBA Summer League. For sure, overseas. For sure, agents are going to contact me a lot.
Yeah.
And after my senior year, all of that was crushed. So right after the last game after my senior year, we played Miami. We lost in NNT. I went right into the gym, worked out. I lost maybe because I was considered for me a little overweight at like 198 pounds or something. I trimmed down to 183. I played for my Cape Verdean national team that summer. It was summer of 2009.
Yeah.
In AfroBasket, and that's when my career professionally took off. Wow. I was averaging like 28 points per game or something. I scored like 43 points in one game, and that's when the Spanish recruits were there from Spain, and I signed with an agent there, and that's when I signed to come to play in Spain. in a great league. So I was very lucky that I had that opportunity to play for my national team also, and get that first contract in all of country, Spain,
Yeah.
which is the best playing for basketball. So I was really lucky, and that's another thing. Like I said earlier, that I never give up, especially with basketball. I keep going. Doesn't matter if I had a bad year, bad season, bad game, bad week, or whatever. I just keep going, and that's exactly what I did after my senior year and got that first contract, and my career took off after that.
That's crazy. And that's awesome that it all worked out for you, like playing for your Cape Verdean national team, and then
Yeah,
able to get into La Liga, which is a pretty well like known league across like the
yeah.
European and everything like that. So that's really cool that you got into the Spain leagues. What's it like playing overseas? Like I know we talked about it earlier a little bit, but like what's the fan base like? What's it like just being like over in Spain?
Well, all of the clubs here, all the teams are different
Yeah.
in many ways. The city, the arena, the fans, everything else, how they take care of you, the apartment they place you in, stuff like that. At first, it was definitely a change because I never lived in Europe before.
Yeah.
I visited Italy when I was at Providence for a couple of weeks. I went to China for a couple of weeks when I was at Manhattan also, but I never lived, anywhere else but the United States. So the first couple of years was very different. Was a challenge, but after that, it was I got used to it, and now my 12th year, it's like amazing.
Yeah.
I work the lifestyle, the way the clubs take care of you. It's amazing for me. I love every aspect of it. The fans are amazing, are great, and obviously it depends on the club you're in. Also, I
Yeah.
played for clubs that the fans are average. Not many fans showed up, um, and I played for other clubs that it was packed, sold out every night. So it depends on what club you're in, but it's great.
That's really cool. And what's the food like? What's it like traveling and like the food? I mean, I'm sure you guys like, right? You guys play in other like there's other tournaments within your Euro League, right? Like where you're playing like Super League. There's like a Super League tournaments and all.
No, we did no.
Oh,
This year, no. I just play in Spain.
mhm.
When I played in Porto, we traveled to different countries because we played in a different league also.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, traveling wise, it's like our first game is in Melilla, which Melilla is owned by Spain, but it's in Africa, so we
oh,
have to fly there. Yeah, so we have to fly there. The traveling is usually it's by bus, so
okay.
it's long travels. It's a little difficult, especially after so many years also. But traveling is all right. The food is amazing
Yeah.
in Spain. Here, everywhere you go, it's amazing. There's so many good restaurants. But yeah, everything is. I think for me, everything is amazing. Especially this year. This year is going great for me and my wife and my daughter.
That's awesome. That's so cool, and that's like exciting. And you guys play your first game next week,
Yep, next
next
Friday.
next Friday, and we can watch games on the La Liga app.
Yeah, the La Liga Sports TV app. They're streaming every single game of mine this year, so I'm excited about that. Get to watch that. When I'm away, my wife gets to watch me play also.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna watch some games too. Even it's
That's
nice
cool,
because I
man.
work from home. I'm gonna put them up there and watch some games. So, yeah, yeah, it's cool. It's really cool. And what now? I gotta ask, what kind of wine you drinking?
White wine.
White wine.
Yeah, yeah. I drink a lot of white wine. It's my thing, especially on my off days. I like to drink wine and just relax, kick back after a tough week.
Yeah, but I don't blame you, man. I do that after work sometimes. So definitely,
Nice.
definitely need those days to relax. Especially, I'm sure it's physical and grueling for you more so me. That's awesome. That's great. And then now, is there one thing now? Do you come back to Rhode Island and visit at all, or like do you?
Yes, my wife, me and my family, we went last summer, not this past summer, but the last summer, 2019, we went to visit my family. Went for like a month and a half, um, and then this summer we had the flights all booked, ready to go. But obviously the pandemic and the virus and all that stuff, so we didn't want to take a chance. So we didn't end up going. Hopefully next summer, because we have another couple flights to go next summer. But we'll see how the virus is at that time.
Yeah, hopefully it cools down by then so you can come back and visit. Is there something you like to do outside of basketball and something that you like to do in Rhode Island when you're here back?
Oh, it's a great question. My wife and I, we like to travel. We like to, explore the city. We like to, go for walks. We like to go shopping. We love the beach. We love the beach.
Yeah.
In the summer, we go to Newport Beach almost 2-3 times a week.
Wow.
I like to fish with my family. Um, yeah, like, stay nice and nice and cool. Not do too much.
Yeah.
I'm a laid back person more or less now. So,
Yeah, I was gonna say you seem very like easygoing, very family
yeah,
man, but very like laid back personality.
yeah,
I
yeah,
like it. That's
like,
that's 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 awesome, Jeff. Jeff,
yeah.
I can't thank you enough for coming on the show
Man, anytime, man. I
and
appreciate
make time for me. Like that means a lot for and the fans,
it.
and of course like everyone's been requesting you, so they always wanted to hear from you and have you on the show. So that this has been great.
Cool, man. That's cool to hear.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah. It's really cool. Yeah, we're doing it in Rhode Island. It's a Rhode Island focused sports podcast, so it's always cool to catch up with a former Rhode Island player and a Rhode Island PC alumni.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Happy to be on your show.
Yeah. Anytime, Jeff, you want to come on, we'd love to have you back on. I'd love to have you back on during the season, catch up with you. But I appreciate your time and everything that make this work, downloading Zoom and everything. So I
Yep.
appreciate it.
Of
So
course.
you take it easy and we'll keep in touch.
You too, man.
All
Great
right.
weekend.
Thanks, you too.
Yep.